Good morning to everybody. In today's topic, we are going to see about wavelength. Wavelength, it is one of the important characteristic of a signal traveling through a transmission medium. So in data communication, we often use wavelength to describe the transmission of a light in an optical fiber. Suppose this is a wave which is being transmitted into a transmission medium. This is the transmission medium at time t, and I am going to draw one more curve, one more signal. This is a transmission medium at time t plus 1. So this wavelength, what it does is it will bind the period. So this is what the wave we have got at time t plus 1. So this particular signal will bind the period into the propagation speed. This is the propagation speed in which it is transmitted. So this is a speed in which the wave has been transmitted into the transmission medium. So we can say that wavelength will bind the period with the propagation speed inside the transmission medium. So the formula for wavelength will be period, it will be calculated by 1 by f. So and the transmission speed, that is nothing but c by f. This is a formula for calculating the wavelength of a signal. So whenever a propagation speed is given and the frequency is given, we can easily find out the value for the wavelength. Okay, for example, suppose if we have to find out the wavelength of red light in air. Okay, so we need to find out the wavelength of red light in air. So it is usually wavelength will be measured in microns. Okay, so the red light of the air is, the frequency of this red light will be 4 into 10 to the power of 14. Okay, so in air it is, the speed will be, it is not c by f, that is nothing but 3 into 10 to the power of 8 is the speed of the air, speed inside the air, and f is nothing but the frequency, 4 into 10 to the power of 14. So after calculation we will get 0.75 micrometer. So this is how we will calculate the wavelength of any signal. So wavelength is nothing but it is the product of the speed and the period is called as your wavelength. Here the period is represented in terms of frequency, so it is nothing but 1 by f. So we can easily find out the wavelength of any signal by having the speed and the frequency. By using this formula, you can easily find out the value for wavelength. Next topic is time and frequency domain. So coming to time and frequency domain, the sine wave is defined by, usually sine wave is defined by 3 characteristics. One is amplitude, then it is frequency, and third is phase. So in case of your time domain, so we can draw the sine wave, we can draw a wave in time domain and frequency domain. So in this topic we are going to learn how we are going to represent in time domain and as well as in frequency domain. So in case of time domain, we will concentrate more, we will give the relationship between the amplitude and with respect to time. Amplitude and time will be drawn. But in case of your frequency domain, here if we have to give a relationship between the frequency and amplitude, then we should go for this frequency domain. So first coming to this time domain plot, you can see a sine wave. So where the amplitude over here is 5 volt and we have the frequency 6 hertz. So the same diagram, this is a sine wave in the time domain characteristic. So which is having a peak value 5 and it is having a frequency 6 hertz. But coming to this frequency domain, so here only one single spike is used to represent that relationship between the amplitude and your frequency. So here the height of the spike will tell you, the position of the spike will tell you the frequency, and the height of the spike will tell you the amplitude. So this is how we have to draw when we are going to plot in time domain and when we are going to represent the same diagram in your frequency domain. So in time domain we will be giving a relationship between the amplitude and time, but in case of here we are telling the frequency and also we are giving a relationship with amplitude. So it is so in this diagram the position of the spike will tell you the frequency value and the height of the spike will tell you the amplitude value. Now we are going to see one more example for time domain and frequency domain representation. So in this, the first diagram, we can able to see two sine waves, the one in red color, other one in blue color. So this is a time domain representation where a red color curve, it is having a frequency of 16 and it is having an amplitude of 5. But coming to the blue color curve, this blue color curve is having a frequency 8. So it is having a frequency 8 and amplitude 10. So the same two waves can also be represented in frequency domain representation also. Coming to this frequency domain representation, here we will take frequency in x-axis and amplitude in y-axis. So what happens over here is this red color curve is having a frequency, total number of small sine waves is 16 over here. So the frequency will be 16. So in frequency domain representation we will be representing by small spike. So in this 16, in the point in the number 16, we are going to draw one small spike and it is having a an amplitude 5. The blue color curve can be represented in frequency domain representation like this. So it is of frequency 8. So in the 8th plot we are going to draw a small spike and it is having a amplitude of 10. Next topic we are going to learn is composite signal. So one simple sine wave will not be useful for data communication. So for example, if a person opens a door, if you have to raise an alarm, so in that case this simple sine wave can be useful for creating an alarm like buzz sound. But if two persons have to speak over the phone, if they have to make a conversation, this particular curve will not be useful. So in that case we should go for a composite signal. Composite signal is nothing but it is combination of many simple sine waves. So it is a combination of many simple sine waves. According to Fourier analysis, composite signal is actually a combination of simple sine waves with each with different amplitude, frequency and phase. The simple diagram, I'll draw it for you for explaining the composite signal. It will be like this. This is a periodic composite signal. So this is an example for your composite signal where it is periodic and each signal is having a different amplitude and different frequency and different phase. Okay. So last topic in this lecture is bandwidth. Bandwidth is nothing but it is a difference between highest and lowest frequency in the signal. Suppose this is a frequency domain representation where frequency is taken in x-axis and in y-axis we have amplitude. So we have different spikes have been drawn over here. So the frequency, this spike line is having a frequency 5000 and this is having 1000. So how will we calculate bandwidth? Bandwidth is nothing but the highest frequency subtracted with lowest frequency. So 5000 minus 1000 we will get 4000. This is a bandwidth of this particular curve. So this is 4000 hertz. So for example, we will see two examples of finding the bandwidth over here. So here if a periodic signal is decomposed into 5 sine waves with frequency 100, 300, 500, 700 and 900. What is the bandwidth? And you have to draw the spectrum for this. First we will find the bandwidth. So highest frequency is 900 over here and lowest frequency is 100. So when we subtract it we will get 800 hertz. So when we have to draw that spectrum, so here they have given to draw the spectrum on all the frequencies are having the same amplitude. So I have given same amplitude, it is 10 volt, it has been given for all the curves. So here in frequency domain representation, 900 minus 100, we will get the bandwidth is 800 Hertz. The second example, so we have to find out the lowest frequency in this, a periodic signal with bandwidth 20 Hertz, and they have given the highest frequency to be 60 Hertz, and we have to find out the lowest frequency and we have to draw the spectrum also. So the bandwidth will be, so FH minus F1, that will be equal to 20. So here the highest frequency 60 they have given, lowest frequency they have not given, that will be equal to 20. So we can calculate by moving this 20 this side, and so we will get the lowest frequency as 40 Hertz. So when we draw the spectrum, so we will be getting like this. So there will be highest frequency is 60 over here and the lowest frequency is 20, and each they are having the same amplitude. And this is the bandwidth between these two.